Hi. Hi, guys. Got a couple more minutes as we get started here. Going to turn off our phones. How's everybody doing tonight as you're coming in or you're watching later? Got about one more minute. Looking forward to some twists tonight. Hi. Welcome, guys. Turning off the phone now. Turn it off and over. We got about one more minute. So yeah, you saw the screw, right? We're going to just unscrew this spine. I am looking forward to it. So I hope you are too, whether you're coming live or not. We've got about 30 seconds. We're not going to need our reading glasses. I'm assuming you can hear me, right? Looks like that's working pretty well. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Hello. It is Kim Wade from Inner Gaze Yoga. And as always, every single Tuesday night at 6 o'clock Central, we come in together. We pause our busy schedules and we take 30 minutes on the mat and we review one pose. We just dive into one posture. I'm finding that the best way to be with you on Tuesday nights. So I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know. And as always, if you hit the subscribe button down there on the logo, that will get you a subscription to the channel. And then every time one of these live stream has a reminder or it's coming out, you'll get notice. Remember, we have our Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central, Hatha Yoga, which is what you're here for now, 30 minutes. And then Sunday, there's a pre-recording for about 20 minutes that comes out, the Shavasana series, where you get to just relax and really look at how we can relax in our postures as well. So be sure you do that, and let's get started. So what I thought we could do today is something a little bit different. We're going to take off our slippers. We forgot to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and lie down on our back. So usually we stand up and we shake it off. But tonight, instead of doing that, we're going to just take a moment to sit still on our back. So finding a position that's comfortable. Walking your feet out wide, lean your knees towards each other. Take your palms out, your arms out. Do you want to turn the palms up? Do you want to turn the palms down? Just notice how you're feeling there. And here we are. We did it. We are here to sit still together. So finding your way there now, moving to that stillness, a place where you just take pause. There's nowhere to be, there's nothing to do, no emails, no phone calls. Just you and a body being, right? So sitting still for a moment. Just sitting still for a moment together. So this twist that we're doing tonight, Bharad's twist, is known as, or he's credited as one of the people who collected the hymns for the Vedas. And this twist that we're doing in a little bit will be in honor of him. And it's very stimulating, not only to our digestion and to our abdominal muscles, really strengthening and being mindful of them. Those are the muscles that protect and to keep the integrity of our spine. But because we use them, it helps with bloating, it helps with gas, it helps with constipation. Twisting is such a nice way to sort of move things that might be stuck. Stretching through the back and the chest, there's so much there. So Just continue sitting still here for a moment. Find your breath. Easy in and easy out. And let's ask ourselves that first question: how am I tonight? How am I doing really? Physically, how do I feel? But also emotionally, what am I swimming in? Mentally, what's on my mind? So for this next minute here, as we sit still, and even if you're wanting to fidget and move things around, I really triple dog dare you to sit still and just let yourself be. Just let yourself turn on that observer part of the brain, just the watcher. How am I tonight? How am I in my physical body, but also in my mind? What's on my mind? What's on my heart? We're just watching from the observer. We're not getting caught up in any kind of story. Maybe lengthening out those inhales a little bit, lengthening out those exhales. How am I tonight? And then the next question is, can I just be with it? So how am I, and can I just be with that? Okay, another 8 breaths or so, just being with your digestion issues, or being with your achy shoulder, or your sinus headache, or your frustration with your spouse. Just be with it. Witness part of the brain, right? The part that's watching, not the part that's upset. Okay? 5 more breaths. Letting all the tissues in your back just be very floating and flowing like butter. Okay? All right, so now we're going to take our feet hip distance apart. Remember, our hips are about this width apart, right? Not the outer hips, but these bones right here. And that's how far apart our knees are, and that's how far apart our ankles are. And all we're going to do is take our arms out, and we're just going to drop the knees to the left. Okay? There's a little bit of a twist. Now, some people would teach it where you shift the hips over, and I typically teach it that way, but tonight I'm not going to teach it that way. So if you want to shift over in order to keep your spine right in the middle of the mat, then go ahead and do that each time. But for me today, tonight, our focus, we're not going to. We're just going to drop the knees to the left. Now, if you've been in my classes, you know that I consider twists, seated twists, as some of the most advanced poses, because when we're sitting and we're twisting, there's a compression element just because we're sitting, right? And those lower discs in our back that get scrunched, right? We've got all that gravity pressing. And so if you're not keeping that alignment and you're twisting, you could really hurt yourself. So I think of them as very advanced. And by that, I mean mindful, like mindful of the integrity of the spine. One of my favorite things about Bharad's twist is that it really does remind you about posture and how wonderful it is to be aware of our bodies in space. All right, from here, keeping this little bit of a twist, let's challenge ourselves up. Inhale, lift those legs, and exhale, lower. About 14 more times. Inhale. Where are we twisting? See if you can feel that. Inhale, very sweet and gentle. And as you move, you'll find that you get more and more space in the spine. So you might even decide to scoot yourself out even longer, right? And part of this advancement that I'm talking about is, am I able to use breath in my sequencing? So inhale, big breath, fill up. Exhale, strong abdominal muscles. Inhale up, big belly. Exhale. 2 more. And if you feel like you need a couple more to keep going, then feel free to do that. And exhale. Good. Go ahead and snuggle up on your left elbow. Interlace your fingers around you so you've got your elbows being hugged. And now we're going to inhale, open, and exhale, close. What's going on now? Inhale, open, feel that little sweetness, and close. If there's anything about your neck that feels out of alignment, don't forget you can always grab a bolster or a pillow or a blanket. Right? This is for you. About 3 more. Open that upper chest. Some of you can bring that elbow all the way to the floor in the back there. Some of you, that's not happening for you today. That's okay. 1 more. And this is called Jatara Parivartanasana, reclining twist. Go ahead and take your arms out wide. Again, if you feel that the hips are pinching a little bit or the knees not happy, you can always bring something between your legs as well. Remember, the props don't make postures easier. They make them full of integrity. So if you feel like they help you keep your alignment, they're good to use. 3 more deep breaths. So that's a warm-up for the twist that we're going to do later. And it's also giving us a little bit of an opening on lengthen. So let's go and guess what we're going to do? Guess the other side. That's right. All right, here we go. So again, if you're a shifter of your hips, you'll go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, just drop the knees over to the right and feel what that feels like for you. Start to find that breath pattern. And here we get to sit still for a moment. Just breathe it in. Feel that very gentle twist. I saw I saw a post on social media the other day about someone saying, they're back into yoga and it hurts so bad. It's not supposed to hurt so bad, right? It's not supposed to hurt so bad. If it's hurting you so bad, then I would say you're in a level that's not ready for you yet. Remember, we never have to strive. We never have to chase a yoga pose. They open to us when we're ready. That's why we have level 1s and then we grow into 2s and it builds upon itself. So if you're hurting in yoga, then I would definitely say ease out of that level or that type of yoga and back off into something a little bit more aligned with where you are. Yoga puts back what life takes out. All right, now open and close about 15 times. And I bring it up because another story I always like to tell is I was working with some teenagers and a couple of years ago, and one of the girls said, yoga is the only time I don't have to feel competitive. Isn't that nice? Like you don't have to compare yourself to me or to someone else. You don't have to be skinny. You don't have to, have a strong core or flexible hamstrings. You don't have to be anything. You just have to be a body breathing. And I bet you're that, right? And so it's just about meeting yourself wherever you are with love and nurturing and compassion and patience, all the stuff you know. There's no competition with others, and there's no competition for when you were younger or pre-babies or whatever it is we say. All right, about 5 more. It's just time for you to sit still for a moment with us so we're all together. 3, and 2. So nice, isn't it? So gentle and loving. All right, go ahead and bring your interlaced fingers underneath your head, sitting in fetal position, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to open and maybe drop that elbow down if you can reach, and exhale, close. And inhale, open, and exhale, close. Where are we twisting from now? See if you can feel that area of the spine. Inhale. And close. About 4 more. Inhale. And close. Last one. And we will hold Jatara, Parivartanasana, our reclining twist again. We get to focus on our breath body now. How are your breaths? How long is the inhale? See if you can count it. And then is your exhale the same length? So we need it to be the same length or a little bit longer. So a Samavriti, the same pattern, or a longer exhale, a V Samavriti, and our exhales are longer. So it's a little bit more relaxing. Again, how am I doing? And can I just be with it? 2 more deep breaths. Beautiful. On your next exhale, we're going to come up to our neutral. And if you have blocks, you'll grab the blocks. If you don't have blocks, maybe some pillows. And this is our final pose before we come to a seated pose. Baddha Konasana. So you're going to bring those soles of the feet together. Some of you are going to put some blocks underneath your thighs up here at the top. Some of you could put the blocks underneath your knees, depending upon how open you feel here. What I'd like you to do is, no matter how open you feel, put a little bit of block, just a tiny bit of block out there so that you're feeling that you have the support if you needed it. We'll hold here for about 8 breaths. Some of you can interlace your fingers up and over your head and grab opposite elbows. That feels really nice to my shoulders, so I'm going to do that. But you could do whatever you want here. So we're going to be twisting in just a couple of breaths. And so what I'm wanting for this posture is I'm wanting you to bring your mind's attention to what you're doing here in this lower back. Can you feel the little back bend that's happening? So we're not trying to back bend. We're letting our pelvis be in its own natural tilt, allowing our body, our physical structure to be how it is. We've got the big toes pressing together and the knees spreading open. And we're just noticing the curves of our bodies. About 5 more breaths. Feeling how your sacrum is really Velcro to the floor. Bring your attention to the spine right above that pelvis. So we're moving from the sacrum up that lumbar spine. Keep pressing the toes together. Keep spreading the knees apart. I'm hoping you feel that inner leg turning on, those inner groins turning on, becoming aware of that inside channel. We would say this is more energetic work. Just feeling this turning on this inner line. 2 more breaths. And gently, 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 gently come on out. Beautiful. All right, let's go over to a seated posture. Now we're going to do the same posture in Baddha Konasana here. So up and do the same thing. If this feels good to you, okay? If it doesn't, you're going to be using your blocks. So as I said, one of the most important things about twists is we want to feel like we are absolutely perpendicular to the floor. Now, if you're not as good in geometry as I am, which I'm not, but perpendicular is up and down, right? So we want our spine to be completely up and down, not hanging out to the side, not making a curve, but as perpendicular as we can. Why? Because those discs, right? Those discs, they need to have their integrity. If we're going offline here, look at my spine. I'm moving my discs to one side of my body, at one side of my back, and I'm starting to pinch on one side, or pinch in the back, or pinch in the front. So the more I can keep my integrity and let the spine move around its axis, move around its column, the safer and the more I'm going to get from this pose, or any twist, okay? So here we are, and all we're going to do in this round, and use your blocks if you need to, is sit up. Can I sit up nice and tall? I'm not overly zealous in the front ribs, and I can lean back. This is absolutely wonderful to do in the chair, so if you are in the chair, you will be able to do this twist as well. Guess what? We're going to sit still for a moment. Just feel this position. Feel that area of the lumbar spine right above that sacrum. So we're traveling up that lower back. We're noticing the rim of the pelvis, the top rim of the pelvis, completely balanced, like the pot to a plant. Our spine is the plant. We want that pot to be nice and level. We don't want to be hiking it up. And if you find that's what's happening, I would like to see you level. Okay, I'd like to see you and level, right? Okay, now we're going to go. So close up your legs. We're going to fold the legs. We have, this was Baddha Konasana. We're going to keep one leg like that, but we're going to close the other one. So you can put your right top foot inside that left arch if that feels okay on the knees. If it doesn't feel good on the knees, you can do something a little bit varying, or you could just stay up here and practice the twist. That's a very safe practice. Okay, so be careful with your knees, or you could always use a block as well. Okay, whatever you need. Now, you can feel how the pelvis is unlevel, right? So you can feel that. So how do I imagine I'm dropping my left side and I'm reaching the right? Really spreading my right toes. And I'm going to inhale, sweep my left arm back and come back to center. Let's do that again. Moving open and back. Now watch me for a moment. Just watch. You see how I go off my line? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to stay right here and we're just going to twist around as best we can and back. 2 more. And twisting around and back. Where do you feel this happening? Okay, good. Take your left hand behind you. Some of you will grab a hold of this right thigh. Some of you can really reach out and tuck that hand underneath. So my palm is facing down. My fingers are pressing up and using the leverage of this leg to get a nice opening in my forearm too. You could take a block behind you. And let's do a challenge here. Instead of trying to do this amazing twist with the neck spine, the cervical spine, challenge yourself to keep the chin roughly over the chest. We're going to go 8 breaths here. Really focus on keeping yourself perpendicular. So here's our action steps. Number 1, watch the level of the pelvis. Level 2, reach the top of your head to the ceiling. Step 3, start to turn the middle ribs to the wall behind you, keeping your chin roughly right above that chest. Again, we're stimulating the abdominals. We're moving through anything that's stuck in our digestive tract. We are strengthening the muscles that support our spine. We're stretching out the front of our chest, maybe our wrists. Moving any kind of bloating or gas. And also teaching you about this body awareness, this tall posture that you have. These discs that are like shocks, you want to keep them nice and buoyant. 2 more deep breaths. And on this last round, for those working deeper, reverse the curve. Look forward here. So your shoulders are moving to the left, but your face is moving to the right. And you may even drop the chin. Oh my goodness. And we're going to sit still for a moment and enjoy this together. As I said, you don't have to chase the pose. The pose will open to you like a rose when it's ready. So you want to be in the structure here, but then soften the doing and see if it will tell you something, if it will open to you anymore. No attachments to the goal or how it should look in a book. Just be here now. It's beautiful spine. Alrighty. And come on out. Be careful with this leg, and we'll come out and we're just going to enjoy that. That's some good stuff, isn't it? Feels really good. Do you feel that we twisted only on one side? Do you notice that? I definitely do. All right, let's flip a ruby. Let's take this other leg back. Again, a whole new side, so who knows how it feels. Maybe you need props on this side and you didn't last time. Okay, so let's start off slow again. Notice the hips. They're offline, right? So how do I drop my left and lift my right? How do I find the length of my spine? Bringing my attention to the very bottom of my pelvis and lifting up that lower back. Leveling out that front rim. And let's just check it out here. Reaching the right arm, a little bit of a twist. Do you feel any strain there? Inhale, come back. Exhale. And come back. So nice, so gentle. 4. Go ahead and put that arm behind you. Use a block if you need to. Reach that left arm underneath, fold it under. Maybe you can bind it, maybe not. Maybe you're just holding it, either way. And then find that line. Again, we're not trying to do this entire pose with our neck. We're trying to move the rib cage. Crown of head is reaching like a helium balloon to the sky. Tailbone dropping, dropping, dropping. And moving those ribs almost like we were opening up a peanut butter can. Peanut butter jar, you want those seams to be threaded up correctly. You want these ribs to be turning in sync. As tall as you can, as lined up as you can. 2 more deep breaths like this. Samavriti equal pattern or V Samavriti exhales are longer. Now stay there, but take the neck out and look forward here. 5 more breaths. Drop that chin if you want. Get a little bonus for the back of your neck. So nice after sitting at the desk all day. Again, you could do this in a chair. You just grab hold of the back of the chair. Most important part is you're trying to sit up tall. That's the key. That's the safety key. 1 more. And yummy, right? Yummy. So good. All right, we're going to come out of that. Stretch out those leggies. Thank you, leggies, for doing that work. Thank you, knees. I appreciate you. You too, you feetsies. Hardly notice you. Thank you for what you do. Like, just give yourself some gratitude, and let's make our way back down to the floor and just rock it out. All right, let's go back to Jatara Parivartanasana and see if it's any easier. Here we go. Slide those arms out nice and wide. Exhale, dropping the knees to the left. Again, maybe you're going to grab opposite elbows. Maybe you'll keep goalpost arms. Maybe you'll interlace your fingers and you can work on some stuff with the neck stem. As always, this practice that we do is either maybe a launching pad for you to sit on the mat for another half hour. and really build this into your sequence, into your yoga every day. Or maybe you're going to be finished and you're going to go back with your family or go eat dinner. However this serves you. All right, come on back up, shift your hips, and let's check in on the other side. How's that feel? One little pose every day. And if you're going to do any pose, I would definitely recommend that you do like a downward dog. Get that gravity. About 3 more breaths. All right, and come on back up to your center. And now make your way. Make your way to your stillness or continue on under your practice. As always, thank you so much for coming. I hope this is a benefit to you. I hope this serves you in all the good ways for you. Your feedback is tremendous. Let me know what you'd like to see more of, less of. Like, I really am open to making this something that is very beneficial for whoever is coming. All right, deep bows to you all. Hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified. And have a wonderful Tuesday night. See you soon.